There we are.
Oh, hey.
We are live. What's going on, everybody? We already got our first comment. I like that.
I had one viewer already.
I love it. Dave, what's going on? 2100 podcast. Go show those guys love.
Hi, Dave.
Let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Adena Tattoo Studios, a unique professional experience nestled in a small town of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. They provide high quality tattoos in a and piercings in a relaxed and professional, sterile environment. You can follow their links below, and we want to thank them for being such amazing sponsors. We do have a Patreon. Patreon is now down another member. They're dropping like
don't announce that.
No, we're losing them less and less.
Kayfabe all the.
We have 1 million followers on
Yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah.
We actually don't need as many as we have, but if you want to, anyway.
we have too many. We're gonna start kicking some of you out.
Yeah.
You don't have to be so transparent when it comes to.
Listen, it is what it is.
You work. This is wrestling.
We have a
Wherever you are,
$1.
that's where you want to be. That's the place to be.
We have $1 and a $5. It's like buying us a beer every month. Our Andy is 2 sodas because my beers are expensive.
Yeah.
It helps us go and grow and get some cool equipment and do some fun stuff.
You can actually get 5 of these for $3.
There you go.
This was like 89 cents.
Yeah.
They drink cheap, ladies and gentlemen. So we want to thank Tommy B, Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop,
all right.
Hyreth in Other Words, Jay and Austin Blackwell for your support. Thank you guys so much. If you want to support,
we should call him Jay Mysterio.
Jay Mysterio.
I like it.
Junior.
If you want to support us, the Patreon links are below as well, and it would be very, very cool. If you don't want to do Patreon, we also have merch. You can check out our merch links, all social media. You know the deal. If you're on social media, you know the rules by now. Share, like, follow, comment, let people know we are a thing, and that's how you grow, and that's how you do it without paying the internet to make you famous. A little bit of a curveball tonight. We had some a plan for the show, but it unfortunately fell through. So we're gonna scramble here. We're gonna do a lot of improvisation. I believe it's pronounced right. Improvisation. I'm dumb sometimes.
Improvisation.
Yeah,
I like it.
As we all can't.
Improv.
We're gonna improv it.
We're gonna learn how to say that word.
Room is we need a place.
Yeah. A subject
and a holiday.
Yeah.
Yes, and
you put in 2. You give us a wrestler and a gimmick, and we'll write something on the spot. No, but I mean you can do that. That'd be fun. But we're gonna talk a lot of independent wrestling today. We have results of some stuff to happen. Maybe some stuff to go check out on IWTV. I've been addicted to IWTV as of lately. I got it on my Fire Stick. It's a game changer. Just sitting on the couch with your remote.
Oh, it's much better than watching on a computer.
I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it that on IWTV.
What?
A game changer.
Yeah. Don't call it that. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. It's fantastic. It's a much better
Any
experience.
Streaming service is much better on the TV
than trying to do it from a web browser or your phone.
I'm kind of spoiled because I run a HDMI cable from my computer to my TV, so I've always done that.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave bought his Tornado Tag T-shirt, so that's super
thanks,
cool.
Dave.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
so much for that support. Send us your merch. I'll definitely grab one of yours. I got my new shirt.
Which one did you get, Dave?
He got the
the logo one. Oh, cool.
New logo is coming. It is officially under work right now. It's going to be the same style, but maybe just a 2.0 update. We were going to talk a little bit about the logo tonight, but we'll do that another time. We'll reschedule, rebook. We'll figure it out. But I got my new shirt in today. I'm wearing my Wrestling is Gay Effie shirt.
Does it say Effie anywhere on it?
No, it doesn't.
We should set it on the back or something.
I could be wrong, but from what he said on his podcast, on Renee's podcast, he actually did it with Lita. All the proceeds go to like help displaced children, like youth who come out to be gay and their families kick them out.
Yeah.
So it's for a great cause.
Yeah.
I listened.
It's also not a black shirt, which is a plus.
Yeah. I needed a little tie-dye color
because most wrestling shirts are black, and it's like, how many black T-shirts can you really own?
Oh, a lot.
Yes.
Cassie said it's Harley, but I'm getting some merch very soon. That's super exciting. When you guys,
it's Harley. Hey, Mr. J, I'm buying merchandise.
I like it. When you guys get your merchandise, send us photos of yous in it, so we'll post it and show you. Thank you guys for doing so. But yeah, so the
Killian Vision.
We are going to talk Killian Vision. Killian Vision is definitely going to come up. So yeah, so with this shirt, I listened to his podcast, and also a huge fan of his matches, and I've been watching.
Now, he has that podcast, or
he was on
podcast?
He was on the podcast, and I got to really learn. Like he did it without like being in character. Like he just kind of came as himself, and I like it. I like it a lot. And
there's like a spider.
A spider?
Yeah.
Is he alive?
I don't know.
Could have turned into a Super Bowl. You just ruined my whole life. But yeah, so I ordered 3 shirts.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I ordered his shirt he wore at his last show.
Tony does have a shirt by him.
I do. I have a huge problem. I ordered one with him and Danhausen, the tag team.
Yeah, Danhausen. Yeah.
Danhausen.
Once you get to a certain point, you gotta be like Kelly Bundy with her memory. When we buy a new one, an old one has to go. Like her thoughts.
You know what I've been doing? I've been keeping the wrestling ones, but getting rid of like my pop culture ones.
Oh, okay.
Like my superhero ones, and stuff like that.
Get rid of any that you don't want anymore.
Yeah, we're having a yard sale coming up.
There you
so
go.
I'm gonna get rid of a bunch of shirts.
There you go. Some for $5 or something. You know.
I'll try to just give them away.
All the better.
Yeah. What are you wearing today? You got going on?
Yeah, this is an old shirt when Kane and Dan and Bryan were a tag team, and it's them as Finn and Jake from Adventure Time.
Was that
it says
WWE
it's wrestling time.
Was that a WWE shirt?
Nope.
Oh,
it was one of them.
We're a knockoff.
It was one of them. Buy it now before it gets taken down. Shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget where I got it from.
I have the Becky Lynch one like that.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
That's nice. What about you, Brian?
I am wearing Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom, but it's Beavis and Butthead.
I like those parody ones. They're fun.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
This was like one of those Teespring TeePublic ones. This was a big hit. I wore this at the PPW show last month, and it was a big hit.
Yeah,
had a lot of people stop me.
Yeah, a lot of times like shirts like this will fly under the radar, and sometimes when they're on like TeePublic or something, they'll fly a little bit longer under the radar, but they get real popular and they kind of get nailed. You know?
The one on there's one on TeePublic, I believe, or Pro Wrestling Tees. It's instead of it's like Vader Meets World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's been on Pro. That was on Vader's shop.
Oh, okay. So that's a legit one, you could say. This one was not. You know, if you're selling a shirt with Kane on it, WWE's gonna.
It's like when back in the day when the Monday Night Wars were going on, and if you went to Raw at the Spectrum or Raw at the First Union Center, they would have people outside selling like Goldberg sucks off their
T-shirts.
Yeah.
Always be knockoffs.
So before we get into Killian Vision, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, we don't know the future of Killian. Is he alive? Is he dead? We don't know.
I thought they were pretty clear that he's super dead.
He's super dead.
He's in hell, I think.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He's somehow tweeting still.
Oh, well.
There's no way to get out.
Look, Twitter is hell, so.
Yeah. But this was announced while we were off. Super 8 winner Killian McMurphy signed for a defense for number 99. So on the road to IWT 100.
Oh, no, he won't be defending. He'll be going for the title.
Yeah.
And now his opponent is locked in because the previous defense has happened.
Yeah.
It'll be the women's Super 8, which I believe is July 31st, I want to say. It's going to be Killian and Wheeler Yuta for the IWTV Independent Wrestling title.
Wheeler Yuta, who either just had or has a dark match coming up on AEW.
On AEW?
Yes.
And was also on Killian Vision.
He was also on Killian Vision as well.
Oh, nice.
Him and Willow tore it apart. Did you see that show?
I have not. I did not watch it.
It's on demand right now. You should go watch it. I've been really falling in love with Beyond. It's a fun show to watch.
Yeah, that was defense number 98. Defense number 99 will be Killian, and then whomever wins that match will defend at IWTV 100.
Yes. Where my friend Matt Durline will be refereeing that. That's August 14th.
Yep. So Killian getting a title shot for the Independent World Championship.
August 14th?
Yeah, I think that's August 14th, ain't it?
July 31st.
No, the 100 show.
No, it's August 8th.
August 8th.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
August 8th.
I was off by.
They did announce another match for the August 8th show.
Did they?
I don't. Yeah.
For IWTV 100, I think make Leapfrog. Yeah, there's a few matches announced. The title match hasn't been announced. The big main event, or big draw match, you can say, is we have the mixed tag match. It's Lee Moriarty and Trish Adora against Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander.
Oh, there you go.
You also have John Wayne Murdoch against Warhorse. And then I believe the most recently announced match is, here it is. It is Jonathan Gresham against Adam Priest.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Adam Priest, but Jonathan Gresham is really good.
Mm-hmm. So let's jump into Leapfrog. Killian Vision.
Yeah, Killian Vision on IWTV.
You guys had a lot of appearances there.
I had one appearance.
Oh, you were when they what match was it?
That was the 6-way scramble at the very beginning.
You and Alex at the table.
Yeah, I was the bell ringer for that match.
Oh, there you go.
I was ringside for one match.
Yeah,
I was sitting next to you. I was wearing my Aubrey shirt for the Nola and Whisper.
Okay.
Yeah, I was ringside for that one.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal too much of how the sauce is made. Or sausage is made. I was only present for 2 matches.
Yeah,
that were on this show.
Yeah, so very fun show. A lot of hard work went into that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do as much as I normally do for that stuff, but that production team, very proud of them. They knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, some of the stuff we didn't see because it happened in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. We were just we time traveled with the production team to help get it. But yeah, so we had some fun matches. The 4-way scramble. We had
6-way
scramble. I want to say some matches, but I don't want to say too much. But
what is that? Just a rundown?
Yeah. Do you have the full rundown?
Yeah. Do you want the results or just the card?
Let's go through. Let's run it down and do the results. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So let's start with the open swim. On the open swim, you had. Let me get the results. This is just a card.
On the Killian Vision, that has
People lighting
a
fireworks
sweet
up.
logo.
Oh, the logo is amazing.
You know?
The poster
logo's
that was
wonderful.
done was really well. With Killian.
Oh yeah.
With the remote,
The art,
with the TVs, yeah.
Bonesaw Brooks with Julia Smokes defeated the Spoiler on the open swim. Max Zero defeated Francis Wright.
That was the War Bonds match.
Yeah.
The silent match. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did pitch to the team about maybe releasing another version of that match where you actually hear it's instead of being done as a silent, it'll still be black and white, but you'll hear because Max was very when he's talking.
Come on, yo.
he's talking the whole time,
Right.
but the stuff he was saying was very entertaining, and I was like, it would be a waste not to at least have that match where he's talking.
I did love the one title card. It was like was about sunscreen is
a conspiracy.
Yeah, sunscreen is a conspiracy.
Yeah, he got cooked.
Oh yeah. I was there. I was there for one of the days for the shooting. It was the second day of shooting, and he was a lobster.
Yeah.
And wound up having to deal with Hoodfoot.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we had Max Zero defeating Francis Wright, who said a little appearance by our own Andy Header in that match too.
Yeah.
And the cream pie. not me and the cream pie together.
That's a different type of show.
Oh.
That was on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Pay extra for that. That's Patreon.
That'll be on our Patreon.
Yeah.
All three of you are gonna love it.
So and then in the main event of the open swim in a tag team match, the Shinobi Shadow Squad, easy for me to say, Ryan Mooney and the world famous CB, who will be with us at Legends of Hamburg.
Yes.
Defeated Lucas Twitch DeSangro, Marcus Schuyler, the Bristol Lion, who I'm guessing will probably be on the Outbreak show. I know he's a regular there.
Because he is the current what's the name of that
quarantine
title?
champion?
Yes. That's the name of it? Yes.
Yeah, because he won the quarantine cup.
Yeah, it's a nice belt too.
Yeah.
And then going on to the regular show. I'm sorry, I thought we were off the.
No, you're good
for a second. Going off to the regular show. The opening match was the 6-way. Cayman MK defeated Athrun Amada, Charlie Krull, Cornelius Crummels. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is. Geez.
Ella Shea and Jet Jagori.
I did not see that one.
It was fun. At the end is Jet Jagori had a sword, and he came in and he tried to attack Cayman MK with the sword, but he was able to reverse and was able to choke him out and get the win.
Ooh.
It was actually his birthday today too.
Oh,
Jet Jagori.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Jet Jagori. Even though he never played patty cake with that man.
Never do that. But every match is set up also by a skit, and that was like a soap opera skit, which was very, very entertaining. So that's definitely the highlight of it. Is you're going to see like a skit, then it leads into a match. A skit leads into a match.
Very fun. Yeah, very fun. In this one, you had just all six arguing, and then it's going to settle in the ring.
Yep.
And like a lot of those 6-way scrambles, very fast paced, very a lot of dives to the outside.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Yeah, there was a scary one there.
A real scary one.
One of my favorite things is Ella Shea, like going for that. I don't do that. And then she
dives.
She goes on the apron and just does a very, very, very safe dive from the apron. That was a lot of fun. That was, I think, her debut in Leapfrog, right? I know she's from Pittsburgh. I think she's one of the like people with the runway. Her Chase Gold.
Okay.
It's cool to see like different areas of like riding together and coming to shows and experiencing it. Like you get all these different like schools and trained people who all work together, but all then travel together and come to the show. It's really fun.
Absolutely. And then in the next match, King Crab defeats Sonny Defarge.
Very good match.
I love the promos before this where Defarge calls well, you know something, my hypothetical sibling. Yeah. Or something like that. Great line. That was a lot of fun. Be a good match. King Crab gets the win. Our buddies Kilowatt and Maestro were the commentators on that.
Oh wow.
And then 6-man match, we had the Campground Athletic Commission, Ethan Wild, Johnny Moran, and Skiff beating Abby Jane, Pancakes, and Tommy Vex.
Yeah, and we had our first death on the show.
Yes. Skiff did not make it.
Skiff died. We do have a guest with us.
We have a run-in.
Skip died.
We're going to bring our guest in, and we're going to finish talking Leapfrog with our guests, and then go into our interview section.
All right, yeah.
All right. So here's our guest. It's a big surprise, a big reveal. I mean, if you've been following us on social media, you know who it is. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah. What's going on?
Sorry, I look like a homeless person. I didn't realize there was video.
That's
all right. You should just put up a picture of you and it's like talk from behind the picture. Put your hand just in front of the picture.
Yeah. we're gonna finish running through Leapfrog quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, do your thing.
All right, cool. Well, have you a chance to watch it yet? I know you're super busy.
I watched some of it. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Not all the shows they've had out, but I've watched a few when they first started.
Nice. Our next match.
Nola Katano, another one of the House of Glory people, defeated the Whisper.
I will say this. I tweeted about this too. Like I've been watching Nola for a while now.
Mhm.
He's making a lot of appearances. He had one of his debuts was with you, I believe. I believe his
PPW,
PPW
yes.
debut was with you. So I watched him debut at PPW and I watched him do a bunch of different matches there. And now seeing him at Leapfrog a lot, I feel like he's hitting another gear, like where he's
Well, yeah, from PPW to Leapfrog a year later. So
yeah.
Hmm.
He's getting more comfortable. His talent is just growing and growing and growing. And I think this match is showing him in that new gear. And it was a very impressive match, and I thought he did really well. And I think the sky's the limit.
I thought it was pretty good. And
Yeah.
Whisper won, right?
Nola won it.
Nola
Nola won.
Yeah, no, Nola with the win.
I was trying to remember who won.
According to Cage Match, Nola won.
Yeah.
So
Nola
then our
Trust
next
Cage
match, our next match, the Super Libre match. Well, it starts with CC Boost against Julius Smokes, but that's a no contest, which leads into another match.
First, CC got beat up by him because he sold them garbage weed.
Yes.
Yeah. Sold
Extreme.
that Godzuki.
This was Extreme Championship Leapfrog, and then CC Boost defeats Max Zero in the follow up on this.
I want to watch them wrestle every week.
Was it the FU or DVD into the pool on a barbed wire on top of
the mat.
on whatever it was, boogie board?
Yeah.
Barbed wire wrapped. Well, it wasn't wrapped. Barbed wire on top of a boogie board.
Only at Leapfrog, baby.
Yeah.
Trash cans used. It was that match was really fun. Yeah, thumbtacks. That was a crazy match. They remind me of like the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where they can wrestle 100 times, and every time I'd be super entertained, and I'll watch it every single time.
And then we also had kind of a very different match after that. You had, and I thought this match was excellent.
Yes.
We had Travis Huckabee defeating Alec Price in a very 1950s like or AWA.
Yeah,
type match.
I thought Alex was pretty good.
So did I.
I liked his character too.
Well, his character.
Man, where's your boy now?
Yeah, he was a greaser.
Yeah.
His character outside of Leapfrog,
Mhm.
I didn't know, and then I started watching a whole bunch of IWTV and beyond. He's like a psychopath character.
Oh, okay.
He's nutty.
Yeah, like
And it's a complete culture shock, but he did such a good job as that greaser character.
yeah,
Really good, very talented. I'm a big fan.
yeah, I liked him.
Him and Willow had a match I watched at Project Dolphin that was really good.
Oh, what is Project Dolphin?
That was beyond.
Other than the name for the original 64.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was Leapfrog. It was a Beyond show.
Oh, okay.
Then we had the outfielders, Boomer Hatfield and Molly McCoy defeating Becca and Love Doug.
Oh, that was a good match.
Yeah,
Very fun.
I thought that was a very good match.
She almost thought the thing, not the thing. Remember when I kept saying,
Oh yeah, that's not the thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing, not the thing.
And then I like the pre-match promo with the outfielders talking about eating Wawa hoagies off a trash can because that brought back some memories.
Yeah.
And then non-title match, Miles Millennium that's after this. Miles Millennium defeated Saber Dorado. The manager's here. This is the 1970s
Yeah, it was the
match.
70s.
Yep.
Miles looking like Jesse Ventura. and Dust with the big crushed velvet. I love the hat. I love Phil's hat. That was great too. But Miles defeats Saber Dorado.
Ha 70 Sam. Miles is a treasure.
And then they erased Sam Laterna. A few people got erased.
Yeah.
Up here.
Instead of the snap,
Yeah.
you would get hit with the remote and it would just vaporize you.
And then that happened in the 1950s when Wheeler Yuta defeated Eel O'Neill, easy for me to say,
Yeah.
in a non-title match. And the world famous CB got erased.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
They erased Cheeseburger.
Never to be seen again.
Never seen.
Well,
Not at the Hamburg Field House.
We're gonna have a lot more.
You
elbow
could
room.
meet him if he was to exist
Yeah, we
during
have
the
a lot more
convention. That
elbow
is
room,
10-4.
and well, that would have happened because everybody got erased. Everybody was gone except for Erica Lee.
Oh,
She was
saves the day.
the savior of the day. She defeated Killian, took the remote, erased Killian, and reset the world back. to normal.
reset the timeline.
So no one's dead anymore except Killian.
No,
Killian's super dead. He's definitely not going to be at the Women's Super 8
no.
July 31st. And neither is Adena Steele.
He's not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna be at PPW
Well, let's
July 14th.
let's talk about that. Adena, welcome. Sorry, we started the leapfrog thing. We wanted to go through. I appreciate you joining and hang out with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you were on the show a while back when we had a huge show catastrophe when we lost video and we couldn't do anything because my computer took a crap. But due to fan support, we were able to raise some money and sell some merch. And now we're back, and we can do stuff like this where fans can now see our guests, which is super exciting.
Yeah, except I look like this, but it's okay. It's okay.
Don't worry. You know, dudes on the internet will still look.
Yeah,
And I went to join. It's like allow camera in my access. I was like, sorry.
like the old dudes looking down at the camera. Like,
yeah. What is this?
Yeah, like I like this angle.
Do you remember that thing that went viral with the cat filter? The lawyer guy.
The lawyer. There was a weird. I am not a cat.
I don't really look like this. I don't know how to get it.
Judge, I'm not a cat.
Yeah, I'm not a cat.
And the guy who's like being defended is like, I'm going to fucking.
What if the judge was like, put that on the record? I thought he was a
fantastic.
cat. Just one level.
What if he's just like, don't type that.
Yeah.
Don't type that.
You know, if whatever then there's something from him, he's like, knocks it over.
There was also one where like somebody forgot to change their Zoom name and it was something really lewd and it was like a traffic court thing. They're like, you're gonna come in front of this court with that name.
Ooh.
Well, speaking of other things in the pandemic of era, right before we talked to you, we talked about your coming up and your training and backbreakers and all that really fun stuff. Then the pandemic happened and it changed everyone's world. How was your experience with wrestling pandemic into now?
I feel like it was sort of like up and down, but I was able, it's like I didn't stop wrestling the entire time. There were some shows, in Jersey and stuff that even had fans. I don't know if they were supposed to, but they did. But mostly I was just doing like tapings that people would do further, wherever they streamed. It's tough not really having training. There was nowhere to really go and train. So I felt like I did have this weird like imposter syndrome guilt feeling when I'd go and work a show. Cause I was like, I'm so used to training and doing things to try to like be prepared. And I really wasn't doing much, but, at home I would do, I bought some random stuff to try to do like little workouts. I got into yoga, which I never was into before. So I was trying to physically do as much as I could with the circumstances. Wrestling wise, I try to just, in that sense, keep it as best shape as I could for when things pick back up. And now they have, and it seems like overnight, like all of a sudden everything's back more than full swing. It's absolutely overwhelming. I'm just not even used to it anymore. the schedule of just like nonstop go. There's always something, and then everyone's running the same dates, and you don't
everybody wants in. Yep.
And except for this week when nobody's running.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone's like, okay, we're back, and we're all gonna run on the same freaking date every month. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I think there needs to be more Sunday shows. Like, not enough people do Sunday shows. And
there's one place, nice place in Hazleton runs Sunday shows.
You're right.
Sanctuary, baby.
More people need to like understand, like they're smart in doing that, because Saturday that's when everyone goes, but Sunday a nice afternoon show, and then you go home for the night. Like, that's ideal. You're not competing with every other company.
Yeah. I also like Friday shows too. Friday night shows.
I don't, because
I mean,
here we are.
Don't do a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show, because that sucks.
Yeah,
we can
all three.
Yeah, I've done that. And me and Adena had a match during the pandemic.
Yeah,
the
Outbreak.
Right.
Yeah.
Outbreak taping.
I won this one.
Yeah, rub it in. Beat me up. I wasn't ready.
Well, I will say this. Pre-pandemic, you were still you were like a year and a half in.
Pretty much, yeah. About a year and a half, yeah.
So that's like really crucial time to keep your training going and your
yeah.
But I feel like you really stepped up your game. You put muscle on. You were in the gym. You worked out really, really hard, and I think it's really improved your game coming back out of the pandemic. Like, I think you're on a different level now.
Oh, I appreciate that. I think that was sort of the mentality I got was it's easy to get frustrated and down. At first, I'm like, okay, I feel like everything, the ball's finally rolling. I'm starting to get booked all these places and all these opportunities and more comfortable in the ring. And just with the flow of everything, it was playing way more naturally to me. And then it just stopped. And that was kind of my mindset. I was like, what can I do in the meantime to do as much as I can to be prepared when, we start back up. So yeah, I did as much as I could with what I had to work with, so that now when things are up and running, you know, I didn't want to backtrack. I wanted to still keep pushing forward, like I was trying to prior, you know, with whatever abilities I had at the time, and here we are. So I was trying to just, you know, stay in shape, improve whatever things I could with, like I said, I got into yoga, which I have been slacking at now that the gyms are back open, but I did notice like how horrible I am with flexibility and stretching and things like that. Like, I did always neglect it. I just like to lift, and I realized, okay, I had to balance it out more in all aspects as a whole, make you like a better athlete and competitor. So it did open my eyes to, wow, when I'm doing this consistently, like I made a lot of improvements with, you know, my flexibility and things like that I didn't think I could. So I think it helped open my perspective to how I approach training in a different way. So that's a plus from it all.
And I think a great way I think the fans and even myself got a chance to really see your improvement was recently at PPW. You got a chance to go for the title there against Christina Marie, who's probably on the East Coast, one of the top females in the area. Super strong. And at one time at PPW, she was the powerhouse. Like not many girls can compete with her. She was the strong, she was quick, she was agile. But you really showed that, like, last time you guys stepped in the ring, it was a squash match. It didn't really go your way. You were still green. You were still figuring things out. And then you came back and, minus a run-in, you gave her more than she's ever really had. The last time she was in that much trouble in a match was Mercedes Martinez, who's now signed to WWE. So and you were a big, huge. You had her picked up. You did like the Razor Ramon, the
Razor's Edge.
No, the
Fallaway Slam.
The Fallaway Slam. You did a Fallaway Slam. You had her hold. You were screaming at the crowd. You were a different Adena that night. It was awesome to see.
Yeah. That was my mindset going into that match too. Was, like you said, in the past, everything that had happened at PPW. Me and her had our little back and forth, but I wanted to show that I wasn't just stagnant the whole time I haven't been around. And I feel like I did that. You know, I didn't come out with the victory because, you know, there was the run-in and the whole thing. But I feel like regardless who won, who lost, disqualification, whatever, I wanted to just like make a point, and I hope I did that.
I would 100% think you made a point that night. That match is a fantastic match, and you left it out there.
Thank you very much.
Man, she could probably deadlift just as much as Christina can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're an animal in the gym. You're just picking everything up. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of my happy places. Like before I even got into wrestling, I got into, you know, the gym and fitness and lifting, and it's just my escape, I think. And there's something about it helps in so many ways, not just physically. Like for me, I started it more as like a mental thing, and the physical things happened as well, which I didn't think they would, because naturally I'm skin and bone. Like I'm a twig. Before I started lifting, I had no muscle, no fat. I was just bones. Like that's been me my entire life. Genetically, that's how I am. So to gain muscle is actually very difficult for me. And when I started lifting, I didn't think that was possible. Like, no matter how much I ate, what I did, I was always just a twig. And, you know, it all kind of came hand in hand. I started lifting and I felt better, you know, more confidence comes from it. And I was growing and feeling stronger. And I don't know, the gym was definitely one of my first loves here.
That's good, especially for wrestling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that you can't get them in the gym for nothing, you know?
Right. I'm so thankful for that, because so many people are like, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had your motivation. And I'm just like, I'm lucky that, because a lot of people I think wanted to wrestle first and then decided, oh, I need to get in shape.
Yeah.
You know, with the gym. But I had the gym, like, I found that like probably my early 20s was just my escape. And I feel for people, because I genuinely, like, I get upset if I can't make the gym on a day, and most people are the opposite, like, oh, I gotta work out, I got this, and I love it. I really do. It's like, it's my favorite part of the day usually.
There you go. That's great.
I wish I can get that. I'm like, I'm gonna work out and do my yoga today, and then I look over and I'm like, but there's iced tea and beer in the fridge.
I can do both.
There you go. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna just watch wrestling instead.
Beer is the reward once you finish and you could relax.
There you go. That's the mindset you have to get into.
I have to work out to get my beer.
But I mean, hey, it's not bad because you're not wrestling. But there's a lot of wrestlers that I've never seen
Listen, if
inside
I
the
was
gym.
like how Moran said, if I was in front of people in my underwear, I would definitely want to look better.
Yeah, you would hope. I mean, some people don't care. But.
Yeah.
What you got to do is apparently that the Bikram yoga, like what a lot of people do is they eat a lot of bad stuff, like whatever their cheat thing is, and then they'll do the hot yoga and just sweat it all out.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't sweat, so I would just die.
Oh, yeah, that
I
would
would
be
just
bad.
I
die.
would just die.
The meat sweats. That's how.
Yeah, I almost died in Sanctuary. It was so hot in there. I was like, I need to go out.
Was there no AC in there?
They do, but it was just a hot day.
Oh, I understand.
The heat scorcher. So speaking of your gym and your hard work paying off, take us through the call at the Super 8?
Through the call?
Like getting the call and getting invited to be part of the Super 8. Sorry.
I'm like, wait, which part? that totally surprised me, caught me off guard. You know, it was like I said, everything's like picking back up, and you got so many people reaching out and trying to figure things out. And once like it really settled in, I guess, and you know how prestigious it is, and how once I looked back at all the women that have competed in that before, and it's all women that are, you know, like you know their name when you read it. Like most of them are signed or you know have already done like amazing things. So I was just like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you're asking me to do this. So the first thing was like, I'm gonna throw up, and then it was like, okay, wait, this is really cool. Like I could, you know, capitalize on this. So in the meantime, you know, it's the end of this month. It's already July. So I've just been trying to be 100%, you know, on my game with the gym and everything I do, and eating and wrestling and training, and just being prepared and figuring out some new stuff I want to do for the show that I normally don't do, and you know, just trying to push myself even harder, because it's like, this is, you know, it's by far the biggest opportunity I've had, and I want people to be like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming, not like, oh, like why was she, you know?
Yeah.
I've been watching like all the past Super 8s, and I see such a spectrum of things. I see some matches and I'm just like, huh. And then other ones I'm like, oh shit, that's what that's what I have to, that's the standard that I'm being held to. And you know, I want to make sure people see it and they're like, oh, I know why she was a competitor in this. And
Yeah.
hopefully the winner. But
There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be on IWTV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited for that. Who are some matches that you've been watching past Super 8s that really excite you?
oh god, I've been watching most, like all of them. I mean, today I watched, what was it, the second or third one at some point. I had a cancellation at work, so I was like, well, I guess I'll watch some wrestling.
Dave said he's going to the Super 8, so you
There you go.
You get to meet Dave from the 2300 podcast.
Where is it in Jersey?
The Monster Factory.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
the Monster
so it's
Factory.
a lot
Wow.
of history in that.
Oh, that's
building.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever had it there before. I'm not sure, but
I don't think.
from any
Where
of
was the
ones I've
men's at?
watched, they weren't there. So this
The
might be
men's was in
first
Jersey,
time.
right?
Yeah, ECWA used to be, before the ownership change, it used to be in Delaware primarily, but they're out of Jersey now.
Yeah, I don't think the men's
Yeah.
was at the Monster Factory this year. I think it was somewhere else. The one where
Right.
very good professional wrestler got hurt. I don't
Mhm.
think it was at the Monster Factory.
Hurt
Yeah,
or
that one's in
beat up really bad by Killian?
Paulsboro.
He got hurt.
I'm just trying to show Killian a little bit of love, but yeah. Let's run through her competitors.
Yeah. So a heck of a field here. So obviously Adena Steele. Let's not bury the lead. Let's lead off at the top here. Vicious Vicky is going to be in it. Damaris Albright, Ashley Damboys, who if you watch AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, you've seen her there. If you watch Camp Leapfrog, you definitely know Kaya McKenna.
Damaris is also on Camp Leapfrog a few times.
Oh, yeah,
she had
that's
a
right.
match with Edith.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Tina San Antonio is going to be on
I
there.
like that name. I don't know her, but I like Tina San Antonio. It just has a nice ring to it.
Sounds like somebody would be like an anchor on a newscast.
Yeah. She should have like a male
She's
version.
actually competed like at least once before. One
Really?
of the ones I watched, she's been on like years and years ago. So she's like a veteran. She's been around for a while, but I also had never heard of her before this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be-
I don't know if she took time off for a while or what. But I don't remember which one it was I was watching, but she's a previous competitor in the Super 8.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
changing
4
my name
people-
to Tino San Antonio. Or what's her last name?
San Antonio.
San Antonia. So that's what my Tino San Antonio.
Okay.
There's
Or
4
Tino,
people.
it could be Tino.
Yeah.
There you go.
She was in the very first. I have the history here.
cool.
She was in the very first Women's Super 8.
Nice.
Lost to the eventual winner, Tessa Blanchard.
Wow. So there you go. The
Yeah.
company of winners are already.
Renee Michelle was in that one. Drake Maverick's wife. She was on Raw a couple times.
Yeah, she kind of had like a Native American gimmick in the one Mae Young.
Did she?
Remember she was in Mae Young?
Wasn't that Santana Garrett that did that?
No,
Renee-
it was
Renee Michelle?
yeah. Remember
Oh,
she had
wow.
like feathers in her
I
hair.
didn't remember that. No.
She had like an all red outfit.
I remember
It was
Tessa
the
having
first
that
Mae Young.
amazing match at
Yeah.
the Young Classic.
Yeah.
So then 2015, you had Tessa again, Kennedy Brink. Deanna Purrazzo was the winner there.
Oh, current Impact Women's Champion.
Impact Knockouts champion. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kira Hogan was in the second one or the third one. Deanna Purrazzo won that one as well. Britt Baker, the
we
AEW
go.
Women's Champion, was in that one. And, oh, sorry.
I think she was laughing at the DMD. Yeah.
Okay.
I was.
We just brought her up. Santana Garrett was in. It was in 2017. So great. Also, Deanna Purrazzo yet again.
She's a 3-time winner.
No, Karen. Deanna won twice, I believe. And Quinn McKay won last year. Scarlett Bordeaux was in it last year before heading to WWE. Sammy Pandora, who a lot of
There you
PPW fans will know, she was in the 2019 Super 8.
Wow.
But yeah, and then the other person that we didn't mention, a few other people in this year's Gabby Ortiz, who is the ECWA Women's Champion. She's going to be in there, and then somebody we also know very well from Camp Leapfrog, and I believe she's also the Pro Wrestling Magic Champion right now, Erica Lee.
She saved the universe.
Yeah, she saved the universe on Killian.
You have to go against someone who literally just saved the universe from Killian.
It's going to be
no pressure. No pressure.
Yeah.
it's going to be awkward though because Killian's going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to be undead.
Oh, he's
and
gonna
he's
do
going to
it.
be there.
I'm running.
He already said, he goes, I already won the men's. After whoever wins the women, I'm jumping in and beating
Yeah.
them up too. I'm taking both trophies home.
And you might take home the IWTV title. As that night he'll be
What if
wrestling
he's like the
Wheeler
What if
Yuta.
he's the indie collector?
Yeah.
He's the Kenny Omega of the indies now. He just goes
Never know.
and he beats up everybody for everything. Yeah, big Erica Lee fan. Damaris has seen at Leapfrog.
Now,
Kai
have you
McKenna.
wrestled any of these girls before?
I have. I've wrestled. Vicious Vicky. Have I wrestled Gabby? I tagged with Gabby at Invictus. I think. Yeah, we were tag partners. I think, or we were in a match together. I forget if we were partners or opponents. We were one of them.
It does blend together a lot.
One-on-one match. And I've trained with Kaya. I believe that's it out of the girls. But yeah, I've met a few of them, in the locker rooms and stuff. I believe I've trained with Damaris too. But I definitely I've spent a lot of time with Vicky, wrestling her in locker rooms, and Gabby as well. And they're all everybody on the show is they're phenomenal. So
Who do you have your eyes on that you want to compete against the most?
I would like to.
If you can pick your first opponent, who would it be?
If I gotta pick one, I would definitely like to work with anybody that I've never wrestled before, because obviously something new. And of course there's a side of the people I've already wrestled. I kind of know them a little better, but I like to always try something different. But God, it's hard. If I had to pick, I would say maybe Erica Lee, just because she has so much buzz behind her now.
Okay,
and
yeah.
she seems fun. I feel like we could have a really fun match with that.
Suplex the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her seatbelt suplex is such a cool looking move.
10 minutes of suplexes.
Well, speaking of suplexes, our logo in the back. You actually were not aware of this until very recently. So right before pandemic, we got to go to a GSW show. You invited us.
A reunion.
The reunion GSW show, and you had a match against Kit Raff.
He's a son of a bitch, ain't he?
He's a real son of a bitch, that guy.
Never liked him.
But you beat the hell out of that guy within an inch of his life.
When you gave him a German suplex,
Yes.
which inspired this logo, the picture.
Absolutely.
We're talking about what happened during the pandemic, whatever. But he had to take that entire pandemic just to recover from that.
Yeah.
match.
and
He was
I
on the
still
show
haven't-
for a year and a half.
I still haven't seen him.
Honestly.
Yeah, no idea.
Let him take time to understand what happened to him.
Yeah. He's
But,
killing. He's dead.
I had no idea that logo came from that spot in the match until what? I think, was it when I saw you at the sanctuary that one day?
Yeah.
I think we were talking. Yeah. And I was just like, what? That's really cool. That's awesome.
I was telling Eric about it. He's like, I really like your logo. And I was like, oh, well, Lobo did it from Sambo Show. And I'm like, it's actually inspired from the reunion show with Adena and Kit, when she's your German suplex him. And he goes, is she aware of that? I said, I think so.
And I was like, nope.
Yeah. And so the coolest part about that is you were able to recover a photo of that German suplex, perfect side angle. It looks amazing. And we're going to take that to our amazing, talented artist, Tori, who's going to cartoon it up a little bit, and we're getting a 2.0 version of that logo, and it's going to be your likeness. So now it'll officially be you instead of the generic character.
Will she officially be Suplexing Kit, or is she?
It will still be Kit as well.
Or is it generic wrestler number one?
It will be her giving Kit the German suplex
There we
from
go.
hell. So that is going to be.
I hope Kitty Raff is on his leg. If I can have her put that there. I don't know. He has tights
that's
that
hilarious.
Kitty Raff
That would
is
be
on. I
Yeah.
believe he does. So if we could just, even if they aren't on those tights, just put Kitty Raff.
I would agree with that. Tori is a huge cat lover, so I'm sure she wouldn't be opposed to adding.
And I'm
that
sure
to the
Kit
logo.
would be fine with it as well.
Yeah. I actually have the Kitty Ref Jason mask.
Yeah,
I love that one.
The sticker is here somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere on. Oh, it's right in front of me.
There you go.
The eye patch one. But yeah, so we're really excited to unveil that logo very, very soon and
can't wait.
and put it out there for
Yeah.
our.
Yeah,
that was what the
I
logo
had
was supposed
no
to be.
idea that entire time. I was like, wait, I've seen the logo, but I never thought into it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know that spot to that. I'm like, what? That's pretty cool though to see. You have matches and you do all your stuff and you don't think much of it in the meantime, and after you're like, oh wow, who knew it could actually bring apart like your logo for your podcast or inspire people for things like something that I might have like almost forgotten about. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was my favorite, one of my favorite matches in the Indies because it wasn't treated like an intergender match. Like you just went out there and just fought.
Well, like a stereotypical the guy is better than the girl energy.
Yeah, and the whole like even the crowd didn't buy like, oh, you can't hit the girl. Like he laid some shots in that match, and you gave it right back. Like you guys beat the shit out of each other essentially, and it was a war. It was.
At least she was the only female on the show, so
she was. Yeah, and it was
GSW wasn't really known for our female talent.
Yeah, and they killed it. They absolutely killed it. It was one of my favorite matches on the card. And,
thank you. That's honestly one of the things I always loved about that match was it was never like a male versus female match. It was a match.
Yeah.
We
just
never
two wrestlers.
talked about, oh well, like since you're a girl, we should do this spot, or since it's intergender. Like it was just I planned it like I'd plan a match with anybody, and gender had no part in it. Yes, I'm female, he's male, but at the end they were both wrestlers and we were wrestling.
Yep.
And that's how we treated the match. There was no silly bullshit for once, because I get approached with that a lot. In intergender matches, a lot of times it becomes more of a comedy match.
Yeah.
So I have fun with that once in a while too. But a match like I had with Kit was, and that was one of my favorite intergenders I've done because of that. We just had a normal wrestling match, and it wasn't
like, oh, the girl's getting one over on the guy and she had to work extra hard to do it. Like that was
he's gonna like get her in the waist lock and be like, ooh,
it was just treated like treated like a fist fight. It was awesome.
and would have fell flat on that show specifically with comedy because you had the Trajan match, which had a lot of comedy. The Rumble had a lot of comedy.
Oh, they got the bow tie. Well, he was a
Pretty Boy.
Yeah, jeez, why am I
something Floyd.
Didn't see him. Yeah, Tom Floyd.
Tom Floyd. Yeah, Tom Floyd. So it was treated
Party Boy Floyd. That's what
it definitely actually set a tone because that match happened and then the tag match happened where that was a 3-way tag and that was violent. Like Matt was taking a tombstone. We literally thought he died.
Yeah, we thought he was going to be carried out of that place.
Yeah, it set a tone. It set a tone for the rest of the card, and you guys did a fantastic job. I became a huge fan of Kid after that, and every time he'd go somewhere else, I would try to make my way to that to go see it. So it was done really well, and I'm very excited to now have you guys officially on the logo, which is I'm super thankful you guys both agreed to it as well.
of course.
I had to use a Ouija board because he's dead. But he did say yes. That it did move. Yeah, the spirit of the
him and Killian in the spirit world. Like we're gonna get back someday.
Along with Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black. Remember when they fell off the building and died?
By the way, since
we'll never be seen again.
Since we just brought that up, just kind of breaking news here. Big addition to the women's Money in the Bank match announced on SmackDown.
Becky.
Nope.
No, what's her name?
Zelina Vega.
I couldn't think of her name.
Zelina Vega's back. Yeah, she's going to be a Money in the Bank.
I'm going to fire your husband. But who are you?
I thought that they let her go a while ago.
They did.
They did, yeah.
And they said, never mind.
Yeah, come on back, but we don't want your husband.
Yeah, she was she was very outspoken against the thing about taking down Twitch.
Yeah, because she made a lot of money on her Twitch.
And then while she was still under contract, she started an OnlyFans, and I think it was like more of a
cosplay
like
stuff.
PG-13
she wasn't naked or anything,
OnlyFans. Yeah,
not everything on OnlyFans is
there's like
adult.
people on there cooking food and stuff like recipes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. It's just another platform like a Patreon that you can go on and support people. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't always have. I mean, and if it is, your thing, then go for that.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have to be.
Whatever.
Enzo had one, and he just did matches of him wrestling. Yeah.
Just him rapping. Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, obviously, if she's going to be one of the, she's not going to be a valet.
Yeah, like people thought that she
she's
was going to be coming in AEW to manage Andrade again. But
so in that aspect, I'm excited, but I hope they just don't be like, we got you, so you can't go somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When someone treats you bad, you don't go back.
No, nobody had her sign that contract against her will. If she wants to be there, then the more power to her.
Very true.
It just terrifies me. WWE's like, did she sign? Gotcha.
And there's been some rumors that they want Aleister Black back, but he wants to go to AEW.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him. I'd be like, no, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, you shelved me for 2 years.
Yeah.
Here's another one from Dave real quick. I said Adena will be in the Stan Styles Intergender Bonanza 9.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you've done a couple of his shows, right?
Yeah, this is my 4. Let's see. Last one I wrestled Chad. I had 2 with Mark Angel. I was in a Rumble. I think this is my 4th Intergender Bonanza now, if I'm not mistaken. I should know these things, but
And you're going up against Drew Blood, right?
yes.
Yeah, I wrestled him at LCW years ago.
Oh, have you? Any advice for truly?
He's not like he was when he was in CZW, so you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Slow down, and won't be any weapons, I don't think.
Not taking a pizza cutter spot.
I believe I beat him. I believe I did.
Did you?
I can't remember. I can't say for sure. I forget. It's been a while. I remember him. I remember the ring. I don't remember what happened when we got in it.
Yeah. So
But he is. I think you might be taller than him.
Get going, really?
He is a small.
How tall?
He's shorter.
He's a short.
Yeah. Was he shorter?
So I'm like 5'9", maybe 5'10" on a good day. And he was smaller than me. So
I'm like 5'5".
Okay,
so
man,
you might be
even.
Like I tower over some women, and then I'm a midget compared to others. Like I'm such a weird height.
Yeah.
Such an in between.
That's how Charlotte is. Like when we had Charlotte, everyone's like, when she's on TV, you think she's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
and she's only like 5'5", 5'6".
No, she's taller than that. She's like 5. I think she's 5'7".
5'7". I wouldn't even say that tall.
I thought she was 6 foot.
Because when she came through, when we were at SmackDown, and she invaded Raw, like SmackDown from Raw, or whatever, or vice versa.
Okay.
And when she walked by, I was like, I thought she'd be much taller.
Yeah, like Rhea's very
tall.
tall.
It probably makes her look tall.
Yeah, she got more lean recently, which I'm like, maybe we should have did that. But anyway,
she might be. That might be for TV because she's doing a lot of. She's getting in that. Now she's doing. They're doing a Walking Tall remake.
Oh yeah, she's the main role.
Yeah, she's basically in the Rock role.
And being a female on TV, and you're being
judged
every single second of the day, and unfortunately, not unfortunately, but women fluctuate a lot worse than men, and they get it's gotta be shitty.
Yeah, you guys have it easy. Just say it. Just say it.
Yeah, I mean,
hormones, PMS, our weight goes up and down. It's not fair.
Yeah, and then Steven Seagal.
Which I apparently didn't do today.
That's Steven Seagal just be a fat guy and still do action movies.
Yeah.
Just Bob Odenkirk did an action movie. Like anybody can do it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, especially like anything with like just that. It is like it's a complete double standard.
Yeah.
Like how many actresses have careers over 40 when there's people like a lot of guys are doing like Liam Neeson's like, why am I still getting action movie roles? Like, I'm an old man.
Yeah. So this is kind of a weird question, but the only reason I bring it up is because for a long
what size are your feet?
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Whoa.
I watched my first deathmatch pay-per-view, and it's something I was always like, I'm not into this, right? I get high anxiety just because I think now that I'm more behind the curtain at wrestling shows, I'm like, I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I get terrified. Like I see someone take a bump, and watching someone take a bump, a bad bump on is different than watching like it on TV.
Or some guy that
Yeah. So I watched my first deathmatch, and I was like, I appreciate the storytelling more because you have to not work harder, but the show I watched, at least, it wasn't just people getting hit with light tubes and calling it a day. Like they were telling a good story. It was done very, very well. No Peace Underground.
Okay.
They did it. It wasn't even in a ring. They wrestled on a stage, like a music stage.
Oh, wow.
And it was in Florida, and it was the Effie versus Paro match. It was done really, really well. Shotzi Blackheart was there. Yeah,
it's like any other match. Like it depends on people in the ring. Like Effie's very good, Paro's very good, so I'm not surprised they told the story.
But the question is, would you ever, if you were approached with that type of match, would you ever take like a hardcore or a death match?
Hardcore and death match are two different things.
Or even in that realm, would you even consider that?
Maybe. It's a big maybe for me. Like, I'm also someone, like, I've never really been into it. I appreciate it for what it is, and like to the people that do it, like they fuck. I don't know if I could curse on here. They go out there and they kill themselves.
Yeah.
For me, it was never something I really enjoyed watching. I'm not a blood and guts person. Even with movies, I don't want to see it. And not into it. If there was a match that a little bit of that was incorporated in, I would probably do it. It's really just not my forte. Like, not something I'm really that interested in the most part. But I'm not gonna say no, because I feel like I like to take whatever opportunities. And also, there's diseases and things that worry me. So if it was somewhere that was run, very professionally, everybody was tested for diseases and this and that, like, I'd consider it. Mm-hmm. But it's not something that's really on my bucket list either.
Yeah. That was the thing when I was watching. I was like, because like they had to go through all that, like, right?
Some don't. There was bloodstains on the CZW mat for months and months, and they would not clean it. And then the one tattoo person told me that hepatitis, I don't know which one, can live on a surface area for weeks.
Yeah, well,
so people were bleeding. Who knows? And then other people wrestled on that bloody stain. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
So I mean, some do and some don't. Like, I'm sure Breaker and Thunder Rosa were all right when they had their big anything goes match.
That was more of a hardcore than death.
Yeah, hard.
Like, death match, are you like light to?
Yeah, death matches for me are a hard no.
It was hardcore. No peace, fear the gay agenda was the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was done really well.
By the way, FMW was doing a show, which I guess they're live streaming, where like I think before we started the show, we're talking about how like some places will do a thing where you can like sponsor wrestlers or tip wrestlers or things like that. Like I think they've done things like people who do shows on Twitch. You can actually like give bits to wrestlers that are in the match and things like that. FMW is doing something where you can actually make donations, and the higher the donations go, they will throw in special weapons into the match.
Yeah, because that's what FMW are or something like that.
I feel like when you're in that kind of, you're really close to territory, like almost kind of like you're in the ring and people are throwing singles at you.
Yeah. Which is I would rather do that than light tubes and barbed wire.
That happens in Mexico. That literally happens in Mexico. If there's a great match, people will throw money in the ring.
We should
make it rain.
That. We should make that. We should incorporate that.
Rain in PA here. What the fuck?
Instead of this is awesome. Ones. If I put them on my tights.
I want to feel your appreciation here.
Yeah. Make an extra $50.
Alex, if you're listening, we need
throw money. We need money to throw at the rest.
Money throwing,
but only the good ones.
Yeah, money throwing matches.
Yeah, that needs to be new, like a new stipulation incorporated far more often.
Yeah, leave your streamers at home. Bring the singles.
Right, like pay me to do a move. Like, I want to see a spine buster. Great, $10. You got it.
It's like, you want another chop?
It's like
make it worth my while here.
What's it called in video games when you got to pay the microtransactions?
Yeah.
Microtransaction wrestling.
The micro, yeah.
So you like those suplexes, Tony? Here's my Venmo.
Yeah, $3. I'll powerbomb them.
So, no, powerbomb got to be at least $5.
Yeah, $5 throw in the ring. Powerbomb happens. It's the microtransaction brawl. Yeah, I like
we're
it.
onto something here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is fun.
Like, imagine there's a card, and everybody, it's posted online, and you could say, "I'll pay." You message the promoter, I'll add, $5 if this could happen and that. It's like not like customs, not but just like certain things you want to see go on, like. That's something different. There's
it's almost like Taboo Tuesday, but not rigged.
Yeah.
But good.
Good.
Okay, say they were like, okay, Adena and Andy, you have a match, but you need these 5 moves have to happen before you can have a win, so to say. Like, that's kind of cool. That would be like a different stipulation that really never has happened before. Like, you could choke someone out, but the match isn't over until these certain moves are hit, then a win is possible. Like, that would be actually something really different and unique.
Yeah, we were actually talking before the cameras came on about like when Black Label Society, Blackcraft, same thing.
Black Label Society is Zach Wild, and that's a band. So actually, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, but they have the same look. They're very dark black magic look.
Blackcraft was insane.
Yeah. But how they had that whole premise where you sponsor a wrestler. I think more wrestlers should look into like getting a Patreon and be like, hey, $10. Like, really, to do $20 a month or $10 a month on a Patreon, especially if you're a fan of that person, isn't a lot to ask. You know what I mean? Especially because you're like, oh, like people are traveling like Massachusetts and Jersey and all over this place. That's just gas money. But if you really support that person, and
I know if
you
I
already have
had
a
that,
T-shirt, you know,
and
what I
let's
mean?
say
Like,
there was like 4 people, that's what, $80 a month. Look at that math. I didn't have to do hard stern math.
Yeah,
that would really help.
Yeah,
you know. And if I just put that right to not everyone blow it and put it towards wrestling, like you put that towards gear or merch, and then turn into somewhere or gas.
Yeah, because I was. It's always the debate. I know it always happens too when people repost the Taz tweet or like don't wrestle for free.
Yeah,
you know, have worth for yourself. But like, where my experience of going to different shows, it's not that the promoter doesn't want to pay people, but like you have to pay for the arena, you have to pay for the ring, you have to pay the production team to come in and film it, and they're usually not getting paid.
You know, it's a case by case. Some do, and some don't. You know, some if they can get away without paying anybody, they will do that.
Yeah,
and some want to pay, but they can't, and then some will pay. So I mean, it's all different. You know, I always tell people if you think the show's worth it and it's free, then you do it. But if you don't, then don't do it.
I always like my thing is I go and I say I really like their match. Right now, for example, the Kit Raff and Adena match. I was like, I really enjoyed this match. I already own her merch, so I'm going to go and support Kit and go buy his shirt. You know what I mean? And when you go to a show, you don't have enough to buy everybody's stuff.
Oh no,
but you have like I make it a point to go at least get 2 or like. I do have a shirt problem, but I also see it as that's a good way of helping somebody.
It does, because that money could directly go to them buying gas. It's not like we're getting big time contracts.
Yeah,
you know, we have tons of money where we can just sure, let me rent that car. You know? No, it's really helping out.
Yeah, so it's definitely something. Oh, do we lose you?
No, I just had to run the kitchen quick to let the dogs out, so I figured I'd not have to take the whole trek with me. I'm still here.
Put the dog on.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 2.
Nice.
I have 2. I have a Great Pyrenees and a Karen Terrier, and they're my babies. And they're driving me nuts, trying to go in and out all day. But now they're out.
So you guys have any questions?
Not really. I think we covered a lot of ground here. I do have some of the weapons they have in this FMW thing, though.
Oh boy!
Explosion bat, explosion gun, predator knife.
Jesus Christ!
Is that a New Jack match?
Where is this match from?
Japan, FMW. They're like the inventors of the death match. For 3,000 yen, or for 1,000 yen, you can use red pepper powder.
No, God. I'll give you 1,000 yen to not use that. Ugh.
It's only $10 for the explosion. Well, actually, they say explosion GAM, GAM.
Yeah.
Well, will be in the match or used? Because that's 2 different things.
It's like
you get it.
FMW.
The guy does that. Oh, I knocked it out of my hand. Fuck. There's your $10.
FMW is insane.
I know.
They're gonna.
Oh, Jesus.
What are some future goals that you have set for yourself?
There we go.
Going in the future. Yeah.
I just I want to try to go as many places as I can. I want to try to move to go to different states. Like I have a match coming up. In August, I'll be in Massachusetts and Florida for the first time. I want to try to go to different promotions and really branch out.
What are you doing in Massachusetts?
I
can't say yet.
I know I can't. I just have a bad memory.
I just are you doing Beyond?
Down with Johnny Moran and Kit actually, to a promotion out there. I just don't want to say the wrong acronym.
If you're not there,
Stay tuned.
That's cool. Yeah,
stay tuned.
Because I know the only one I know in Massachusetts. I'm sure there's 100 of them, but the Beyond. Like when people say they're going to Massachusetts, I'm like, oh, you're going to do a Beyond show.
Yeah, no, it is not Beyond. But we're going out there in August.
Cool.
Which is next month already somehow. And I'm also going to Florida for the first time to wrestle there. So I'd like to just branch out. Of course, the bigger companies, the more exciting that would be. But I just enjoy it all. I have fun no matter if it's a small locker room, a bigger place, a smaller place. They all have their own little nuances to them. And because right now for me, right now I'm not in wrestling for necessarily the money or this and that. I just love the experience of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And just meeting people and being in the ring and learning and growing as a competitor. So unless you're you're signed this and that, that's when it's a full-time, this is where you're making your money, this is that, and I would love that because then I could just focus on the gym and my nutrition and do all that, which would be my goal, because it's right now it's very overwhelming trying to work my normal job and hit the gym, and I just got into doing like jujitsu and Muay Thai. So I've been doing that on top of wrestling training, and like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Are you getting ready for a shoot fight promotion coming up? You gonna be in Combat Pro next time here?
Bloodsport.
Oh, you're Bloodsport, yeah.
Almost was, but I had to hang out with my niece, so I couldn't.
Yeah. UFO is the promotion. Alex is Johnny's manager, so he definitely remembers. Alex,
Alex, I knew there was a U. Like I just you know how it goes. But yeah,
UFO, the boy band.
Yeah,
that was LFO.
Named Lucas Latasha, who I met a couple weeks ago actually, and she's a sweet girl. So it'll be fun.
So I do have one more thing to bring up, and I'm sure we can go another tangent here from this. So I was told we talked a little bit about the sanctuary.
Yeah.
You had a former gimmick before the Adena Steele gimmick that was kicked around. Rosh was talking about.
I have no idea of this. Yeah, she was going to be Steele Adennington.
Can we talk about that at all?
We can talk about whatever. I'm just.
So run us through this gimmick.
So this gimmick, okay, this wasn't my shoot. Like you're talking about the cyborg, right?
Yes, the cyborg gimmick.
So my first approach when I was about to start having matches was I wanted to be like a extraterrestrial, like space chick. I was not aware who Chris Statlander was at the time.
Yeah,
it was a few years back, but you know what I mean. Before she was like, really blown up, and so that idea got shot to shit. Whatever. And there was, there's already some chick out there doing something similar. And then I became me and but so what happened with this whole cyborg jazz was apparently Kit, when he first, we went through the same training center, but he moved to California kind of right when I started training. So we didn't really know each other in that sense. And I guess he was watching one of my matches with someone and said, "Oh, what's her gimmick? Is she like a cyborg or something?" And he brought that up to me like more recently, and now it's just this thing where he's like, "You should be a cyborg," but like there's already cyborgs out there. I don't want to be another cyborg in the mix. So that was never something I genuinely considered. It's just kind of this like running
the joke. Yeah, it's a running joke.
Because like he said it to Rosh, who then said it, I believe, to the owner of this sanctuary, Trotsky, and he's like, "Wait, is Adena really a cyborg? Is that her gimmick?" So like people keep passing it on, pretending it's like my shoot gimmick, and other people are questioning it. Like, wait, is she really a cyborg? Like, is that her thing? So I'm haunted by it.
You need to get a shirt where you're like the half Terminator.
Or like a fem. You'd be like a fembot.
Yeah.
I was just watching Austin Powers. A fembot. Yeah.
I want to. I went a totally different direction because I know how Adena likes to work in like the silver, the chrome look, the metallic look. I'm thinking about PPW. I'm thinking the Wizard of Oz, like the Tin Man, and then you have a lion already.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Gimmick, man.
And he could be a scarecrow.
Or if you are the fembot and so you wrestle someone with like big chest hair, and they do it, and you just start short.
Oh god.
Shooting shit at them.
You start short circuiting because you can't handle the mojo, whatever you call it.
Overwhelmed. Like I'm steaming.
I don't know if you have a tattoo on the back of your neck. You get like a little battery pack back there.
A battery pack tattoo.
Yeah. Sneak a little
plug here. Oh god.
Just hide a battery somewhere in your sleeve.
Just kidding, motherfucker.
No, that is another thing with your tattoos. A big part of your look. Do you have any plans to get any new tattoos or extend what you already have?
Like yes, but nothing like right now. My time has just been. I haven't had time.
Work, gym, and wrestle.
Free time. But I just finished my sleeve like on this arm. I thought it's so weird when it's backwards, and I thought my other arm was gonna go up.
Yeah.
I finished like adding like the red, like all that. So I had an appointment like last March before the pandemic to finish that sleeve, and obviously that got pushed off until more recently we finished it. There are things I would like to get. Like I have some space on like my sides and my legs. I'm in no rush though. When I first started getting tattoos, I was like, oh, more. Now it's just like I don't enjoy it as much. I love the end result, but
I hate getting tattooed.
I feel like
it's the worst.
Like I'm like, this was like my whole freaking day off. Like I have stuff to do, and I feel like sitting and like it feels like a waste of time, even though I know it's not. So I have no appointments booked right now. I do have some ideas for like what I want for my next piece. There's just too much. So I need to like settle in. Like,
what are your inspirations, your themes for each of your sleeves?
What were my inspirations?
Yeah, like where did you get the ideas from, or what are you going for each sleeve?
With the one I just finished, so I don't know if you could see, like, so I had like this like saber-tooth tiger here. That was always like my favorite animal growing up, and I had that for years. Probably got it when I was like 18, 19. And the dude that did it was one of my friends. He moved to Philly for a while, was working out there, and when he moved back, it was like I was thinking in my head, like, I want to finish my left arm because my right was done. And he literally messaged me on Facebook, like, when are we tattooing you again? I was like, let's talk about it. So I went and talked to him at the shop. And we like planned out a whole sleeve because I'm extra. And so he ended up doing that. And that was saber-tooth dragon or tiger, and then with dragon and like all that. And it's very like Japanese traditional inspired. And there's just more just like the basic symbolism behind all of these things. Like it's nothing as like personal, where like my right arm is like so my left arm's all like it kind of flows together. My right arm is all random stuff, so to say, that I got, and then I put a background, and that was that. You know, like my first tattoo was I have a dove here, and then roses and a dove on my back, and it's all connected. And that was more so just I had like a dream when I was younger that I had that tattoo. That was my first tattoo. I was like, that was really cool when I was dreaming. And I always loved birds. Like birds, I love birds. I don't know what it is, but you know, the doves is the symbol of like peace and like harmony with everything. And I don't know why I threw the rose in there, because I think I counted. I think I have 11 roses on me at this point. It's absurd. It's like because there's a couple on my legs. Like they're just I do. If I could go back, I would have just gotten all traditional style tattoos. Yeah. And that's my favorite style. And a lot of them do incorporate roses. So a lot of the ones I got, there's like roses in the background or incorporated in. But a lot of them on my right arm have more meaning to them. Like, you know, I have like some shears here, because I'm obviously a stylist normally, and I have like a little.
I think everyone I know who is a cosmetologist has a pair of scissors tattooed on them,
or some type of a requirement to get your license.
Yeah, it's like they're
like a hair dryer. I've seen that. Like you know, instead of like skull and crossbones, like a hair dryer in the skull.
It's more like, you know, how the mechanic at the wrenches.
Yeah.
Thing, but it's just like, all right, your last hours of your hair cutting is Tuesday. Make sure before that you have your tattoo appointment booked.
Yeah.
Right. Or not
do you have any that are for wrestling at all?
She's gonna get our logo tattooed on.
There you go.
I don't actually. Now that you say it, I do not.
Well, there you go. That could be one of your ideas. Something like I don't know what.
Yes, but that I feel like something cool if I did that. I could never.
Well, you could get like some people get like the turnbuckle thing or something, or it'll be like a chair and a candlestick.
In general, but I got my own.
Yeah,
maybe your hand symbol or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get your logo there. Yes. Yeah. You know, be a cool one too.
Cool, but it's also like cringy at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Or get someone getting a backbreaker, because then it represents your school.
Okay. That actually would be really cool.
Yeah, like just someone
like
the Bane and Batman backbreaker.
Inspired tattoos. Maybe that'll be like one of my next.
There you go.
My favorite wrestler tattoo ever, by the way, Ultraman Black. Those Christmas tattoos. Oh yeah, they were always so cool. You like Santa on one arm, Snowman on another.
That classic meme where the guy's like, "I got my belt right here, baby." Is like that gut with the world title on it,
the old eagle title. Yeah.
I want to get Shawn Michaels heart dagger tattoo.
Oh, okay,
but I want to get it like the same idea of the tattoo, like the snake, the dagger, the whole nine, but just get it redone in like American traditional by a newer artist. So it's still the same idea, but a different look.
An update, like
an updated look. Yeah.
That was cool.
Ever since I'm a kid, I was like, I'm getting the heart dagger tattoo. I was like, are you sure you're still in? I'm like 100%.
Sean probably doesn't even like it anymore.
He probably hates it. Yeah, I'm getting it 100%. I'm getting the Sean tattoo. That's 100% happening. But speaking of support, there's the doggos.
There's fireworks happening.
Oh, poor puppy.
Oh yeah, our dog's not a big fan of him either.
Barks. My other one like literally gets so terrified and shakes, and it makes me so sad. Fuzzy just yells. She yells all the time. I'm sleeping. She just yells and yells and yells.
But one of my favorite reasons of, once again, when you're booked on shows, especially PPW, is getting to meet your parents.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
They're my favorite. So I had to do my first ever meet and greet. So I had to like stand with somebody and help them with their meet and greet. And it was Eric Rowan. And your dad comes up, he's like, "Can I get a picture?" And I was like, yeah. And like, I was like, he's like, how you been? He's like, I'm good. And Eric's like, "Oh, you guys know each other?" I said, yeah. And then your dad is like, my daughter's on the show tonight. Make sure you check out her stuff. And I was like, "Oh, his daughter's Adena." He's like, yeah, we had we talked to Eric Rowan about your wrestling abilities. It's awesome.
The cringe.
Your dad is such a sweetheart. I love him to death. And then everyone sang happy birthday to your mom that day.
Oh, I know I loved that. I did.
Yeah.
I thought Paul was gonna make me go out there for that.
Oh.
He told me he was gonna. Thank God. He must have just been ribbing me because like that gave me such anxiety. But no, my parents, they have been really supportive, and it is cool. It's just like, yeah, at the end of the day, somebody was missing something at that show, the PPW show, and Rowan happened to pick it up. It was some vest or something. And I'm like,
Yes.
I know who that belongs to. You know, they were looking for it. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, like your dad is so proud of you."
Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh, he got you.
Yeah.
Oh, you see the pupper?
There it is.
The pupper.
There he is. Hey, pop it out.
That's Fuzzy.
What kind of dog is that?
She's a Great Pyrenees.
Oh, it's huge. She's huge.
Oh, yeah, but she's super snuggly.
Yeah, it's hilarious that now Eric, that he actually remembered that and came up to you later.
He did. Oh, I was like mortified because like I know they mean well, but I'm like, oh, like because even my dad, that's how I got into wrestling as a child. He watched it, and I, ended up watching it too because it was on TV. And for as long as he's been a wrestling fan, he still doesn't quite get it all the time. Like remember at the show at the end there was that pull apart. He's like, "Oh, when you were out there with that pull apart, I was so scared. Like you shouldn't have been there. You should have got really hurt." Like he was so distraught.
Just
that's great.
The purest of pure wrestling fan. Like I love it.
He really is.
Who's the guy? Oh, I'm having a brain fart now in the front row.
Oh, it's got to be so great to be that uncynical.
Scotty.
about
I know.
wrestling.
Scotty. Scotty
it.
cracks me up.
He's been messaging me our entire time right now, just so you know, because I put up a status like I said something, "Why are girls so pretty?" And then there's men. Like I said, something like that. And he's so angry. Like he keeps messaging me the whole time we've been talking. I keep seeing things. I swear to God.
Hopefully he tunes into this. But
Yeah,
the funniest part about that the match with him and Christina is he's so torn because he's such a fan of both of you. But he definitely picked a side that night. He was team Adena.
Oh wow!
Because every time Christina came by, you bitch. You bitch. He's flipping her off. And the run had happened, and he
lost his mind.
Get her the fuck out of here.
Wow.
See, I missed all this. I didn't see the match.
Yeah.
I was.
Just as entertaining as the show.
Yeah,
he is my favorite
I love that
fan.
there's still fans like that.
And
It is
Johnny
the
used
perfect
him.
example.
Johnny used him for your match.
Good,
like
man.
If there's a fan I can get to
Yeah.
interact with me, it's gonna be him.
That's awesome.
He's fantastic.
I wish it was like all like that, like the 80s.
I wanna like find a way to set him up with like a Teespring
Mhm.
and just I want him like flipping double birds. And on the back, I wanted to say, "Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friend," but like no name, and just put that on a shirt. I would wear that shirt.
You
could probably wear it and you wouldn't know it.
Day of my life.
Yeah, I would, and then just have it set up so like when people buy it, it just goes
Just
to
right
his,
there, yeah.
it goes right to his Patreon or whatever, like his PayPal or
Oh
something.
my God. This
Oh.
is the concept.
Boy,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the beautiful friend shirt.
Oh
That
boy.
beautiful. Yo, but he's a player. He's a player.
Yeah, everyone's his friend.
On every girl.
Yep, every
Yeah.
I'm not special. He's out there. He's out
Yeah.
there.
I made a joke because I was out with my wife, and I said, and we made the joke that Heidi never leaves, so definitely come out and see her. She's at the bar with
Yeah.
me, and get an autograph and a photo.
Did he say beautiful, beautiful friend?
No, but him and John, I'm having brain farts.
I don't know.
The guy he always comes with.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
both commented.
Toro. What's his
Toro,
name?
yes, yeah.
Michael, right?
Michael,
Yeah.
Michael,
yes.
yes.
They both commented and said, "Next PPW show, we want autographs from your wife."
Oh,
You can get 'em.
God.
Yeah, I'll try. Hey, if you're gonna pay, you can get a Heidi autograph. She won't be there to do it.
Yeah.
I'll-
You bring it for it though.
Yeah, bring him. I'll bring it for
Oh
him.
my god.
Get Heidi 8x10s done with her new haircut.
That's hilarious. And they love women.
Yeah,
They sure do.
My beautiful, beautiful friend. That needs to be a shirt. It needs to be a shirt.
I agree. I'm into this idea.
So what are some promotions you're looking for, like kind of like speak it into existence? Some promotions you've been kind of eyeing up, or you're like, man, I'd really like to work there, or some promotions besides the ones we normally see you at with like PPW and stuff like art. Mostly like PPW, Titan, and a few other places you run at a lot. Where can a lot of people see you, and where are some places that you want to go?
I'll do both. So starting up, like coming forward, I'm going to be very involved with SWF out in Jersey. I have a lot of stuff that is in store with them, so I'm going to be there a lot. Coming forward, where else would I like to be? Like I also like I do have a few different places coming up that are just like new and random, so that's fun. But also, I'd like to kind of maybe like beyond. That would always be fun. I think. Of course, like not like the big promotions because that's obvious. Mission Pro, I've seen them a bit.
Oh yeah,
they do a lot of all women's things. I think that would be a cool place to go.
That's Thunder Rosa's company, right?
Yeah. So I think that would be cool. So like, there's a few places like that I've been eyeing up, and just anywhere new. I feel like in the past, before the pandemic, it was like, okay, the first week is this promotion, second week's this, like it was every month. It was the same promotions because it was like I committed for the year, and which is great too. But I think Kit Raff might be appearing right now. But
he's coming back from the dead.
Anywhere it's like new and different, I feel like it'd be fun more so because then it's not always like the same people.
Yeah.
So to say, so I'm open to whatever at this point. Hey.
Running.
Getting it running. I know you did a taping during the pandemic, but I'd love to see more Outbreak. Get some more Outbreak appearances.
Yeah, that was my only time, and Andy was really mean to me.
I'm sorry.
Really, no. It was like but he was talking shit on my hair. That's all. I'm not gonna forget that.
I believe I said, "Who puts blonde hair dye in their head or something along those lines?"
Yeah, it was pretty hypocritical. Just gonna say.
Yeah.
That side of Andy's head is natural.
Natural.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You made your first appearance at Sanctuary recently. I'm just trying to think of other places locally that people can see you. So.
And are you still the champion, that La Femme champion, the one out by Altoona?
I lost that to Casey Dillon.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna be back.
Okay, that one's out in Altoona.
Yeah,
right?
I'll be back out there in August, starting in August.
We brought it up earlier, kind of in passing, but August 21st, the Stan Styles Intergender Bonanza. That's going to be at the H2O Center in Williamstown, where Leapfrog's going to be, IWTV 100 is going to be there, and
I'm super excited to finally see that. There's a lot of places I want to see, like arena wise, and that's definitely the H2O Center.
Was that the place that All Jersey Pro used to run, or did they close that place? Remember that place with the black walls and the fans?
Yeah, I don't think that's it. The Jersey All Pro was mainly North Jersey.
Okay,
because that's in Williamstown.
Yeah,
H2O Center. Yeah.
Is there anyone out there that you've been eyeing up that you would love to compete against? Some names.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I feel like on like where I'm at right now, I feel like I've almost wrestled everybody. If that makes sense, far along. Of course, there's like people that are signed and things. But honestly, I feel like right now I've kind of wrestled mostly every woman on the independent scene almost.
It's gonna be an influx soon. These people that are
number one is always like Tessa Blanchard. Like I'd love to have her one day. But I don't know. She hasn't really been working recently. I don't know what she's doing. I know she's been doing seminars and stuff, and like, but anyone new and trained.
Yeah, sure. That's a lot of times there's girl wrestlers who are not trained or very slightly trained.
Of my first year, and like that's what I'm grateful for now. I've been experiencing a lot of matches with women who are actually trained, and I can learn from, and like that's been really cool and helpful in so many ways. Like last weekend, I worked Kimberly, and I was like, "Oh my god, like this is what it's like."
Yeah, you know how to wrestle. Yeah.
Talking about
going on.
Talk about intergender matches and then being treated like normal wrestling. She was the champion at Chikara.
Yeah, Kimberly.
She was the grand champion, Kimberly.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was the she was their champ right before she went to WWE.
Yeah, I believe she beat Eddie Kingston. I believe. Maybe not.
Icarus, I want to say, because I think Icarus beat Eddie Kingston.
Okay,
or no, I can look it up.
I'm not sure.
But it's funny we bring her up because the other person, when we were saying like people you can see Adena wrestling, maybe it's because of the tattoos, and she'll probably wind up going to a bigger company again. But Ruby Soho, Ruby Riot, how do you love this? Whatever you want to call her.
That would be.
Once I heard she got released, I was like, I would love to have a match with her. Like she's so talented.
Incredible.
And,
I've been telling Paul, I said, if you with a day, there's three females out there that I if they show up PPW, I'm there, and that's the Iconics.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know who they're two are.
And Ruby. They're the two that were released. I'm like, they were my favorites when they were on the main roster.
Yeah.
By the way,
she's one of my favorites just to watch. Even like her, her Heidi Lovelace like past Horse Design stuff. Like she's great. She's really great, and I feel like she was underused so much.
Absolutely.
Like
yeah.
She didn't show her potential, but that when she got released, I was like, oh my god, if I could have a match with her, that would be phenomenal. Like it would just be such a great learning experience.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would be wonderful.
I love that old timey thing she did in Ohio where she looked like Rosie the Riveter.
Oh yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, I think right now because
Kimberly beat Hollow Wicked, by the way.
Okay.
Oh okay.
With the IWTV and watching a lot of stuff and then getting involved with the Leapfrog promotion, I'm seeing like a completely different side of women's wrestling that I wasn't exposed to, because like or like the outbreaks and the PPWs, you only get a small handful of what's out there. But like the Molly McCoys of the world and the Edith Sorrells and the Moshes and the Willows and the Solos, like really, really talented females. And I've been seeing a lot of them with Beyond and everything and Leapfrog. That'd be cool to see you mix in with that crowd too, because there's some really, really talented people.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to definitely get out there and more with more experienced women, and that's legit competition. You know, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say without sounding dickish. I'm not a dick. But like the first, especially year and a half, like you were saying before the pandemic that I was working, a lot of times I end up working the same people all the time. Same people that were just as experienced or less than I was. And the ring time's great, appreciated, wonderful being in front of the crowd, but like I want to get better. Like that's my goal. Like I want to be the best I could be, and being in the ring with women who are experienced far more than I am, like that's how I learn. That's how I will thrive. And having experiences like that and opportunities like that, I know are what will help me grow. So I'm hoping to encounter more of that coming up in my career, because like what I did was great for where I was at, but I'm at a different place right now, and I want to. What will help me get better now is different than what would have helped me get better then, if that makes sense. So like now that I'm more comfortable with myself and who I am in the ring and my character and my ring presence, like now I'm like, I need the people in the ring with me that, they know what's up. Like I'm not, when you're in your like 10th match and you're trying to carry the match, that's really difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, the only experience I have, it's on a different scale, is like now I'm doing like 3 times into doing commentary. Like if you would have put me with somebody that we've never done it before, I would struggle. But I got really, I'm very fortunate that I'm kind of thrown in with the EJs and the Pauls and Pete and Phil Stanford. It's like, where he's like, okay, you guys can control and I can kind of lead and insert myself when needed and get better at it. Like that's got to be really hard if your first couple times like, hey, she's green, you're green, go out there and do a match.
Yeah, you're both girls. That's because that's how the booking was in independent.
It's like, you're both girls, go do it. But like it's your training and your experience and your ability. And like, I had some matches definitely in the beginning that I'm like, whew.
Who's the girl you brought in to PPW? Lena, she was awesome. I'd like to see more her. Lena.
Yeah. I love her. Yeah, she's wonderful. I would like to work her. I'd like to have a singles match with her.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
And I mean, Christina, someone probably helped you out a lot with because she's probably one of the most seasoned people that you were working with for a while there. But but once again, you can't always do the same person every time. But
no,
you guys are in that same little circuit of people. But it's good to get out there and meet other people.
Even with her, it was cool. Like how you're saying before, we had our little stuff going on in PPW, and then we had our match more recently, and like. Just the difference between then and now when we were like going through our match, it was very different. I think we both changed a lot in the meantime. And just finding more people that are, you said seasoned and just educated. They have the experience. Like there's, I feel like, you know, no matter what, who you've trained with or what you've done or what seminars, like time and experience is like everything. And being with women that have had so much time in the ring and experience and worked so many different people and can pass that knowledge along. Like that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The one that's popping in my head now is Masha. Ever since you said it, Masha, you would get so much sympathy in a match with Masha. That would be
Yeah,
really,
she's such a good heel.
Where's she out of? Do you know?
She's everywhere.
No, I mean like based out of.
I would say the Jersey area. I could be wrong.
Probably Philly,
Russia.
South Jersey.
Yeah, Philly. Yeah. What's that?
I said Russia, duh.
Yeah,
Russia.
Moscow.
Yeah.
The USSR.
I'm a real big fan of her. Since I've seen her at the Leapfrog and then watching her everywhere else, Combat Pro, she's so good.
The video package they did before her match with Edith on that one Leapfrog show on Frog Sport was incredible.
Yeah.
You got a full essence of her character in a minute and a half.
Yeah. The thing with her is if you look at it like her cage match, she loses almost 90% of her matches. But she's such a good heel. She's at that high level heel that she has to kind of lose because she's always putting the baby face over because she's
if someone comes and tells you that they don't like to lose, then they're not a good wrestler.
What do you mean?
If someone comes and says I have to win all the time,
oh yeah,
they're not good.
But I'm saying she's so good at being the heel in the ring.
I know.
She's like Cactus Jack. She gets a lot out of. She can lose.
Yeah, that's just being a good worker. Yeah,
she's so good at what she does. But the last thing I want to say is like how you were talking about before. Being around certain people, I think the people you have yourself surrounded with are very, very talented. And I think you're definitely getting a rub off a lot of them, because first thing I seen with you with the pandemic up until now is in the ring you worked really well, but maybe showing a little bit of emotion or getting the crowd involved and doing that, you were still kind of like timid and like. That, like I said, that match with Christine, when you were like hyped and you were screaming at the crowd, and like, let's go, like, I was seeing like a lot more sides of like the people who you surround yourself with, you coming out where you're like, you're taking over the room now. And now you're matching your ring ability with that character. And you're kind of becoming like that badass is coming out of you. You're getting more comfortable to take over that room and be that character.
No, yeah, you're totally right. Like, I feel like, especially at the beginning, I would be so focused on like tunnel vision. You know, like the match and my opponent and what was going on, I'd forget. That there was a crowd.
Yeah.
And now I think as my comfortability in the ring is coming along, my awareness of the crowd like is coming back. So hearing them, like knowing when to, you know, pay attention or try to get them more involved, like things like that are more intuitive to me now than they were in the past. Where in the past I was so focused on literally my opponent, but that's only one aspect of like the whole
and what comes next.
The two people with Trajan and Kit they've learned how to master that, where they're going to go in there and give you a great match, but also they're going to work that crowd and they're going to get you invested even more than before.
No, you're probably right, because I feel like if you have a great match but like the crowd's not into it, it doesn't matter. Like you could do like the craziest shit or like the most impressive moves, but if there's no like emotional like connection at all, people really don't care.
Yeah, it's kind of
So like that's something that I know I've had to work on for a long time. I've been like consciously trying to pay more attention to. Like I'll tell myself before the match, make sure you pay attention to the crowd. Like do something with the crowd. Like don't forget they're there. And that's something that I definitely had a hard time with.
Yeah, and that comes with time, you know. Yeah,
that I think you definitely nailed it in that match. 100% nailed it.
Oh, thank you. Let's try.
Yeah. Anything you want we missed or you want to cover before we let you go here?
Plug?
Or you want to plug? Get out there.
I don't know. I mean, I really just all the things I have coming up. Like that's what I'm excited about. Nothing in particular besides like me and go the shows I have going on. I don't know. Let's see what's next. Like next weekend, I'm going to be in North Carolina. It's like Jewels of Wrestling, like an all women's promotion. So I'll be there.
Nice.
That'll be exciting. After that, I'm going to be with SWF. Then the Super 8s this month. True's coming back the same day. I'm going to try to double shoot that. That'll be anxiety ridden.
Oh my.
True and Super 8.
Yeah, because Super 8's
Holy Hannah.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to try to go.
Oh, okay.
Like 2.5 hours away. So I'm going to try to go from there right to True. And
where's True going to be at now?
Berwick.
In Berwick.
Yes.
Yeah, the Salvation Army. I think they're having.
Yeah, the same place they used to run.
Are you gonna?
So before the True Mill, no, I might go, but I'm not on the show.
Oh.
They used to run this Salvation Army in downtown Berwick.
What day is that show?
Saturday, the 31st of July.
Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. And it is a tournament for the true title.
7:30. I believe it shows 7:30.
Oh,
yeah.
School County Brewfest is that day.
Oh yeah.
So I think you depending on what time you get out, it's possible.
Maybe
they said it'll be 2.5 hours. Starts at 2, so even if I'm out by 5, it is a 2.5 hour drive. So if I don't hit traffic, I'll be okay. But
we did a wrestling show after the last Brewfest. So we all got Hottie drove a bunch of drunk people to a wrestling show for Outbreak.
I napped after the last.
Yeah. So maybe that'll be.
I am not a young man anymore. I can't do it.
Maybe you'll get a drunk TTP crew.
Oh my God.
At True screaming for you. Do you have any online?
I hope so. I can only hope for that.
Do you have any online merch that people can go hit up and go check out?
Nope.
Buy a shirt offer in person
at the show.
I should. I have applied to create pro wrestling tees, like Teesprings accounts, and then never followed through because I don't understand the internet.
Yeah.
But
do the Teespring, you make more money.
Mail you stuff.
Yeah. Teespring's the way to go.
Yeah, Teespring, you'll make more money,
and
you can set your
cheaper
own
for the
prices.
people too.
I've heard the opposite.
You set your own prices on Teespring.
Yeah, because pro wrestling tees, unless you sell a ton of shirts, you're getting maybe $1 a shirt.
Oh, that's silly. That's a waste of my life.
Yeah,
Teespring, you get a nice piece of the markup.
Yeah, I just sell them direct.
I think Kit Raff has a different opinion on that.
What?
His physical emotions. He said more than $1. I think he has the pro wrestling tees.
The $1.50, $2 at least.
Yeah, I don't like.
That's how I got my kitty shirt through pro wrestling
tees. His kitty shirt. There you go. He said this. Whatever that means.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And speaking of thanks for coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks
we
for having me.
Appreciate it.
And I guess we can reveal here soon that you're going to see Kit Raff on the podcast very soon.
Oh wow!
Once he fully comes back from the dead, he's a disembodied voice right now.
He tried to get booked for tonight, but I said, "Yeah, we don't have a date set up." But he said he wanted
for this time.
Yeah, he wanted to get booked for tonight, and I said
okay.
I already have a champ booked for him. And he said, "Well, what did she ever do?" And I say,
"Who'd she ever beat?"
Who did she ever beat? And I said, "You." And he goes, "You got me." But thank you so much, Adena, for hanging out. We always look forward to watch you progress in the business, and we're rooting for you for Super 8. It's going to be a big night for you.
Thank you. I'm excited for it.
Maybe we'll have you come back on. You can tell us your Super 8 experience after it airs.
That I can do.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys. We'll let Adena go here, and we'll do our quick wrap up and go from there. So, see you later.
Right. Good night, guys. Thanks for having me.
See ya
Later.
I like how it says remove.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Get out of here, Adena Steele.
Get out of here, Adena. We will put the links in below. I didn't do that at the beginning because we thought there was a little miscommunication. That's why she came in a little later. But we'll have all her links in there so you guys can go follow and follow her journey. Super 8's exciting, man.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
great.
big names came out of there, and the fact that she's a
lot of history,
getting her opportunity to go there with a really really talented roster is super exciting. Let's get our plugs in. Heather, what do you got? Get your new stickers in.
I
have one on my computer.
Wasn't gonna mention any merch until it comes out.
Sorry, but the sticker looks cool.
Yeah,
my bad.
I'm gonna have some new merch for when we're at the Hamburg Fieldhouse Legends of Hamburg convention. When we have our table there, we'll have lots of merch to sell. But I didn't want to say it.
Well, if you want that cool sticker,
I don't want to show anybody what I'm gonna have. Several things.
Yeah. So
to sell at the show. So it would be pretty cool. And that's Legends Hamburg. That is what? July 14th?
July 14th, yeah.
At the Hamburg
July
24th.
Oh,
July 24th.
14th something else.
Yeah.
14th is
that Leapfrog?
The middle of the week.
Oh,
14th is a Wednesday.
Oh, I don't know.
AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah, watch Dynamite. And then on the 24th come the Legends of
17th is PPW and
Fieldhouse.
maybe some other things are
Yeah.
Okay. And then also stick around for the Outbreak show later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be is it officially
I don't
the poster looks
the poster we're on the poster, but
like
there hasn't been an official match announcement yet.
It looks like a triple threat on the poster.
If I was to divine the card from the poster,
a betting man would say
it may be Cortez Castro, Ian Bush, and Andy Header for the Outbreak title.
Yes.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, there has been 2 matches announced though.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have them.
Yeah, the one
I know the one
Tyler
is
Ash versus
Tyler Ash and a mystery partner against South Philly's finest.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
is that their Outbreak debut?
No, it's Tyler. Isn't Tyler Ash versus like Nerd Guys making a debut? Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of a different thing. I'm bringing it up.
South Philly's finals was announced.
Yeah, there's also going to be a D'Lo Brown seminar.
Beforehand, he'll be at the convention, and he's sticking around to do commentary for the Outbreak event. So he will. You talk about getting seen by some eyes there. He works for Impact Wrestling right now, so he will see the entire roster.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna watch every match.
I have the matches here. Tyler Ash against Alex Anthony, Airborne Alex Anthony,
making his debut.
The other match I was mentioning, it's Dino from 1CW is bringing in South Philly's finest. Ryan Vox will bring in Kyle Payne and a mystery partner.
Ooh. What was the Roughnecks?
They were the Rednecks. Just
okay.
And just announced
Payne brothers. Sorry, the Payne brothers.
Just announced.
Just announced an hour ago.
Whoa.
Officially, it's an open challenge. From Tornado Tag Podcast favorite Ed House.
Oh, hey now.
An open challenge.
The Ed House Who's House challenge.
There'll be a lot of people in that building during the day, so who knows?
He's gonna fight Jimmy Hart.
We got Pete Standers, Eddie. Hope you're ready. We got beer in a can because we hang out bottle.
Oh man, I will say this. I'm
Ed House
excited.
Against Dangerous Danny.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Ed House versus the Godfather.
I heard rumors that he might be in face paint that night.
Oh,
there's a possibility.
Really? I think more people.
Papa Shango.
I think if you heard rumors, they would advertise that because that would probably be better.
It's one of those things where I think like the day of a show, he decides what he's going to do.
Ed House against Doink.
But he has recently has shown up at autographs as Papa Shango.
Well, yeah, but for advertising purposes, you would want to know that beforehand.
Yeah.
I was thinking more funny people
just make it up the day before.
More people are going to come see Sting and face paint than no Sting.
Listen, I'm just excited to see the man in general. He's a legend. Obviously, everyone there is a legend. Ed House versus Doink.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Ed House versus let's see, what was Tony Gurria.
Yeah. And then like another Doink comes
Dominic, we're surprised you're still alive.
Two Doinks versus Ed House.
Yeah.
You never know.
Hey, it could be 4 Doinks. Well, no, 3 Doinks because one of the men on the mission is no longer with us.
But let's go get some random independent Doinks.
Yeah. What do we got here?
Speaking of people we lost, we did lose the Patriot.
Yes.
The real Patriot, the actual
Del
Wilkes.
Is that who just got a DVD?
Yes.
From what I've heard, is that a shoot interview?
It might be.
I've heard there is a Patriot shoot interview, and Del Wilkes is on the DVD, but Tom Brady is the Patriot.
Oh, that might be the one I got.
It might be.
Let me look real quick.
I don't know if you like it might be all pictures of Del Wilkes, but then when you watch the DVD, you get Tom Brady.
If he sounds like he's from South Carolina, it's Del Wilkes.
Yeah.
If he sounds like he's from South Jersey, it's Tom Brandy.
Yeah, so we don't. But you have the behind the mask, the Del with the Patriot Wilkes. Hopefully, they got him for that.
Yeah,
the jury's out.
So basically, if you saw the Patriot anytime after 1998 at your local show, chance that's got to be Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that's got to be Tom.
Because Del Wilkes was selling used cars.
Yeah, Del Wilkes was either in jail or selling used cars.
So you're saying there's a lot of people on the internet with photos of the Patriot thinking they met the guy who just passed away?
You met Sal Sincere. They hate to burst your bubble. I met Tom Brady, but he was Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I met him in like 98. Somebody asked him, it was right when Kane first debuted, and this kid I actually got an autograph from him. And there's this kid in line in front of us, and he's like, what does Kane look like? He's like, he looks a lot like Isaac Yankem. This is like 97 when Kane first showed up.
H.C. Loke and Tony DeVito wants a match. That's exciting.
Yeah.
H.C. Lokes and his students were just at Sanctuary.
Ed House against Big Sally Graziano.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that we're also surprised is still alive because we thought he was dead.
Yeah, I literally thought he was dead.
Yeah, I did too.
Different big guy.
Yeah.
Different big guy from early ECW.
Who knows that? Like, I'm saying that to everyone.
I think they said they have some more announcements coming.
I think so, yeah, but you never know who's going to stick around for the show.
Yeah.
You never know.
Ed House against Todd Gordon.
Todd Gordon with the ball.
Ed House versus the Brooklyn Brawler.
Ed House versus Rockin' Robin.
Brooklyn Brawler can still go. He looks good for his age. Looks real good for his age.
He's in great shape. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. What do we have here? Del Wilkes once was the one I met at the House of Hardcore. Oh, okay. Cool. You got your plug in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian.
ProjectHumanoid.com. Murder My Dude is out early this week. It's a little bit of a mystery one. This man in Texas found dead in his hotel room. It looked like he had a heart attack, like no visible damage. out in front, but his insides are just ripped to shreds.
Like he was hit by a car.
Yeah, and he was found dead in the locked hotel room.
Wow.
So how did that happen?
Oh yeah.
I just listened to this one on Stuff They Don't Want You to Know podcast. You ever listen to that one?
I may have.
Or Things They Don't Want You to Know?
I've listened to it, I think, a few times.
So I guess this guy who was in Scotland, who was like, he was very vocal about the Scotland, like revolutionizing and being their own thing and getting away from all that. And he was very against like toxic waste being dumped in Scotland. And he was found dead in his car.
Oh, jeez.
Well, not dead, but like almost dead. Like he was like, it looked like he had brain injury or something was going on, and they were chalking it up as a car accident and then said it was suicide. But then they found like a gun 3 weeks later, and then they found a bullet hole, and then they covered it up saying it wasn't a bullet hole. And it was a weird story, but that's one I just listened to. That was pretty interesting true crime story.
Yeah.
But there's no conclusion to it. So usually you guys stay away from ones with no conclusion.
Yeah, I like having an answer.
Yeah.
I like having
a definitive end.
Yeah, I think they're better that way as well. And then you also have your other podcast.
Yeah, Pedantic. It's all on projecthumanity.com. You can buy merchandise there, t-shirts, mugs, hats. I don't know. Actually, I don't think we have hats. But,
no hats yet.
Yeah, pretty much all that stuff. Yeah, if you like true crime, you like comedy, you'll like Murder, My Dude, and
yeah, and thank you guys so much for tuning into the IWEP network. We have a bunch of great shows now. We have Bang and Beers podcast, interviews with everyday people, this show that you're watching, Tornado Tag, and Welcome Back, as well as our brand new shows, High Risk in Other Words, and Stoned and Nerdy, which are now on the network. So you can go and subscribe to the IWEP network and get the entire list of shows.
Stoned and Nerdy just came out yesterday. The day before,
High Risk in Other Words has been going out for a while.
Yeah, but I mean on our feed.
But the Stone and Nerdy is a brand new podcast, so maybe it'll scratch that not cool in high school itch for you.
Yeah,
you can go listen to that.
Now, if anyone wants to do a comic book podcast with me,
hit him up. If you want to do a comic book podcast with Andy Header, hit him up, and we have a network for you to be on. So yeah, you guys can do that, but check out the rest of the network, and also if you're going to subscribe to the network, also search the other shows because they have their own platforms that you can go and subscribe.
Yeah, and if you just want to just listen to one, you can search for it and find it. Just listen to that one.
Yeah, when we did this, maybe a year now or less than a year, when we made every show have its own network. It's a lot easier to go back and listen to past content. You don't have to sift through every shows because some shows each show is almost close to 100 episodes.
If somebody doesn't like wrestling, but they liked they're not going to high school, then now that you can just have the one.
Somebody doesn't like wrestling, fuck them.
Yeah.
You don't like wrestling,
go to hell.
You go to hell. You go
to hell.
You
die.
One last thought.
Ed
House against Kimono 108
atop the ECW arena.
Atop the Hamburg fan house. Oh my god.
Ed House versus Sandman.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyone can answer that challenge.
No, I got it. Ed House versus Marty Jannetty.
Yeah,
there we go, baby.
Brand new ankles.
Can't beat it.
Yeah. I'm sold now.
Yeah.
Listen, that show is going to be amazing. Like Andy said, you have no idea who's going to stick around after, especially when there's open challenges out there. You don't know who's going to answer them.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Legends of Hamburg Fieldhouse. Definitely go check it out. You have the PPW stuff still open?
Yes. I
do that real quick.
Bring that PPW did announce some matches for their.
Well, in August, Jillian Hall will be appearing at PPW Aerial Assault, but that is the August show.
Yeah,
that's August 14th.
The next PPW show will have Gangrel.
Yeah, and that is July. What was it? 17th.
17th. Alpha will be there again.
And
Victoria and
Matt Morris, formerly Aiden English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who will also be at Legends of Hamburg.
And Gangrel will also be at Backbreakers too, coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
I think he'd be right. I don't want to say who he's wrestling because he's not out there.
It's PPW Let It Roll, I believe is the name of this upcoming show. They did announce a few matches. I know we had talked about one last week where it will be Alpha Junior and South Philly's Finest against Gangrel and Main Event. That's going to be a big match. The heavyweight title tournament, they announced the first match for that. Another three-way. It's going to be Encore, Deshaun Pratt, and Facade.
That's exciting.
Three-way.
You see Deshaun Pratt's getting a match against Cardona.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
NTW, that's out in it's like right on the other side of Pittsburgh in West Virginia.
Deshaun deserves it.
Yeah, good for him, man.
And then we don't know the other participants in the other three-way for the title tournament, but it's definitely going to be Bro Keller. I believe they've announced is going to be involved in the tournament.
Yep.
And also the other match they did just recently announce was Matt Morris, formerly Aiden English, he will be wrestling against somebody who has already advanced in the title tournament, Joey Martinez.
Nice.
With his perfect credit score.
Yeah. I like it. Well, that'll do it for Tornado Tag Podcast. We want to thank you guys so much. If you are watching the replay, check us out on all social media. We're trying to grow that presence on Twitter and Instagram. So hit that like over there. Twitter's been getting pretty cool. We get some rather pretty fun retweets.
Retweets, likes. Yeah, we had fun again during Killian Vision.
Yeah. Had a lot of good times there. So definitely go follow us over there. Check us out. Also check out the links, the merch page, and give us a follow or subscribe. Sorry, not a subscribe, not a follow, a subscribe over on YouTube. We're trying to get closer to that 1K. That's our quest. And support the rest of the shows on our network that we talked about. Higher Other Words, Welcome Back, and Stoned and Nerdy. But that'll do it from the IWP Network Tornado Tag Podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Here's some Billy Trey. We're out of here.